Hello, everybody. Today we're here with the final world in all of Dr. Mario World, and this is the first time I think ever that I'm going to show you guys me failing on purpose, so that you can kind of see what colors you're supposed to get and what I messed up on. I think I started out okay with doing that there, but then I should have done this part a little differently. Anyways, I should have probably destroyed that blue and then destroyed the red as well, and then used whatever colors I knew I didn't need. I don't know. I didn't get enough reds at the end here. So, I tried, but I was off by one capsule. And then the second time I had a rainbow capsule, so I don't know how fair it is anyways, but I basically did the same thing, except just a little bit better. But I like the idea of this being the first stage of the group. You know, there's really only one way to do it, so you kind of just do it. This time I ended up doing it this way. I don't know if it's any different or any better, but that's how I did it. And then I made sure I had a red and a yellow ready to go at the end here. So, it worked out. You should get 3 stars no matter what. Yeah, and then we can move on. And this next stage here, I know I did sort of wrong, so I'll explain myself a little bit. This is basically a time level without actually having a timer. The idea is, once those bombs start blowing up, you want to destroy as many as many viruses as you can. So at first I started waiting, because I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing, but then I soon realized, oh shoot, I actually need to destroy stuff, because this is my second try. And the flasks will actually spawn in a whole bunch of viruses. So you don't want the flash to trigger. So I just started destroying stuff while I was able to. It didn't really end up helping all that much in the long run. But anyways, I unfortunately had to allow both of them to get triggered. Alternatively, I mean that it does get you a good amount of points. I imagine having a good amount of capsules would have the same effect, but anyways, if you do allow it to happen, just make sure it does not happen again, because you probably won't be able to do it a second time. So either hope that you're getting 2 of the same color together, or the viruses are lining up and everything, so you don't have to place down too many capsules. And then I got 1 virus spawner right there, which actually turned out to be pretty nice. And then all we need is a yellow at the bottom. So bring that down, and we finish with 7. So yeah, it's still possible if you don't get rid of everyone, but that's the main idea. And I'm sure it'd be fun to try to beat it before the bombs blow up. So try that as you like, I guess. The rest of these levels are actually going to take quite a while to beat. This video is pretty long. I was sad that there weren't actually time stages. I guess World 30 had the final time stages, which is sad because I actually quite enjoy the time stages. But the bonus stages were all just regular, so I don't know. Maybe there are time stages somewhere else in the rest of the world. I guess there's no reason there couldn't be, but I just assume the rest are going to be normal as well. I wonder what the final special stage is going to be like, and like the final stage in general. It's going to be really cool to see. I guess I haven't been talking about this stage at all. At the beginning, you're going to want to get in between the keys as much as you can to get rid of as many of the viruses as you can, but once you get to the second and third round, it's not really possible. You can see I got through the yellow one just kind of with luck that I had a yellow single capsule ready to go, but that probably won't typically happen. And I was able to get that one capsule in between those viruses there. So, you know, that worked out a little better as well. But there's really not a lot you can do it for the most part. You're probably going to waste quite a bit. And then you're going to waste even more in the final round. And that one you really can't do anything. You kind of just have to play the stage as it wants you to do, which is a bit unfortunate, but it should be okay, hopefully. I did not mean to place that blue there, but it ends up working out alright anyways. I honestly don't think it made that big of a difference either way. And then we just gotta destroy this final red one. I was worried about getting a game over, so I also made sure to destroy some of those there. I didn't know how high the level would go. So I just made sure. And then you're going to want to destroy things on the far left and far right, which will actually get rid of the fogged spaces. And then sometimes you'll have viruses lining up at this point already, but for me they weren't. So I had to break through everything to get to the bottom. And I have very few capsules left. It's a little surprising that I was able to do it, but I am going to get Wario skill once more here. And a lot of stuff does line up pretty well also. I don't have any more yellow viruses either, so I did get all those blues to line up really nice. Then I just use the yellow to destroy that, which is a pretty good idea, and then I would probably want to use the yellow to use that there, and then all we need is one more red, and we have a rainbow capsule to do so. And we already had 3 stars, so that's not an issue either. I was not worried about 3 stars in any of these levels, I guess I should also mention, not even the bonus ones. And I am bringing in point boosting assistance, and I don't know if they're just making the levels easy to 3 star, or if I've just gotten some nice runs so far. I don't know, but this one here, there's only red stuff. You should only be getting red capsules, and there are some extra capsule pieces in between these first viruses here that I'm about to destroy. So the first one you probably won't be able to have any capsules ready because there's not really space for it. So most likely you'll only get 1 or 2 extra capsules. And then this next row has one in the very middle, so you won't be getting one quite yet. But then once again, in this row I'm destroying currently, you'll get some more. And then by this one you should definitely be able to have some stuff ready to go. Same for both sides, each virus. And then again, on the other side, or on this final row, there will be one in the very middle. And you'll kind of see that in a little bit. I don't remember exactly when I get in there, but yeah. And then you just start destroying stuff that lines up and hope that some of the floating viruses go next to each other. I believe right here is when I discovered that there is an extra one in there, and I had one ready to go, so I was able to get all 3 from it, which is great. And then you just gotta start lining stuff up. And I would say most likely the blocks are gonna get destroyed as you do it regardless, just based on the ones that are there at the beginning. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty confident. Well, I guess not, because you can see in the bottom right, I'm forgetting the rights and lefts now as well. There's just a capsule sitting there with no viruses around, and the 2 blocks still have yet to be hit, so I guess it's not completely true. Anyways, there's a good chance that it could float. One of the viruses could float there anyways. They each have 3 hits, so there's multiple chances for them to go near blocks regardless. Like I said, you want them to go near other viruses, but it's probably not going to happen all that often. And if it ever does happen, you got pretty lucky, because there's a lot of spaces that can go. And even those 2 as I destroy next to each other, and then they lined up again there, which was nice. And I'm going to end with quite a lot of capsules. I probably didn't need to get all those extra capsule pieces that I got, but it's just more safe in general. Maybe if I hadn't gotten any, it would have been a lot closer to missing 3 stars on that one. I don't know, but that was, I think, the only one I beat on my first try as well, so something to keep in mind too. This one I really feel like you're only going to win if you get lucky viruses, like where the viruses end up or how they're lined up. Because I didn't do anything different every time I played, and I guess also viruses being near some of the color crates that you need to destroy. And color crates are not necessary. It's not necessary to destroy all of them, but you at least need to destroy the ones at the beginning here, because otherwise you'll get a game over once the screen scrolls far enough. So you at least have to keep them at bay for a little while, and then eventually you can stop worrying about them. I don't know when that specific point is, but I'm sure if you studied this level enough you would see, and that way you could save capsules once you get to those points. But a lot of times it'll just end up being that they're in the way anyway, so it actually just benefits you to do that. But you can see there's a huge line of reds here that it's just like, they're super easy to clear. And that doesn't always happen in a round. So if you ever get a round like that, it's like, okay, I got some nice luck here. Hopefully the rest of the stage is also fairly lucky. And if it's not lucky enough, you might just lose. And that's what it honestly felt like. And also, I'm pretty sure we've seen a fairly similar iteration of the stage in like an event, or maybe even the previous area. Because I definitely remembered this sort of layout. But it might be a little different. I don't remember exactly. It just felt vaguely familiar, and I'm sure some of you in the comments recognize it as well. You can let me know if you know what specifically this was from. It honestly might have been the previous area. I can't remember anymore. It feels like it was such a long time ago, even though it's only 2 weeks. But a lot of stuff happens in life, I guess. It's so crazy that after I beat these 20 levels, that there aren't going to be any more. I guess 24, including the bonus and special stage, but it's like, that's it. I'll never make a video on Dr. Mario World ever again, and that's crazy to think about, but I don't know, it's just like I said in my update video, it's been a part of my life for 2 years, consistently. Every week, there's been something. So to just not have that part of my weekly schedule is weird. Like last week, it was pretty weird. It was Wednesday night going into Thursday, and I was like, man, it feels like I should be getting ready to do something, but I don't have to. It's gonna be weird, but anyways, now we're going into the bonus stages, which I usually would just say the time stages, but as I mentioned before, they are not timed anymore. These are just regular stages. And it's kind of in the vein of what they do in some clinic events and skill summits, where they have a similar layout of the stage, but they kind of change it up a bit. So this first one is going to be cannons and viruses, and I guess specifically spinning cannons and viruses. And the next one is going to be spinning cannons and coins, and then the final one is shells and viruses. And each of them have a bunch of ice blocks throughout the stage, and then the second two have keys and doors and stuff, so it just gets a little bit more complex and changes up the feel of the stage, even though the layout is fairly the same. You know, the ice and cannons are when they're replaced with shells, you know, they're all in the same place basically. And I believe all of them have the opportunity for bombs to spawn in as well, which just adds a bit of a luck, like a good luck chance. But it can also cover up a spot of a blue coin, which could mess you up in the end. So, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages, but it's actually pretty nice to get a bunch of bombs to spawn in. Like, I don't think most people would complain about having a bunch of bombs all over the stage. They'll do more good than bad most of the time. And I don't even really remember this iteration of the stage anymore, because I guess it makes it a little bit more forgetful, or forgettable, I guess is the way you would say it. Just because they kind of all mesh together. I don't have any specific memories of any of these stages because they all felt fairly similar. Actually, I'd say the second one actually had a pretty specific feel to it, but that one's kind of just because you actually have to complete it in a certain order, since there are some caged purple coins and stuff. But at this point, I just need to destroy that one ice block and the reds, and I kind of forgot about that one ice block, so I was a little worried that I wouldn't have enough points. But with 3 capsules left, I did have enough, thankfully. That would have been really sad if I was just a little short, especially because I wasted some capsules along the way. So now we're able to move on. We also get our 500 coins. So the next stage, like I said, same layout with the ice and everything, but now they've added doors, and they've added they changed the viruses to purple coins. And then there's still a bomb spawner at the bottom. I actually kind of hate dealing with the spinning cannons because I kind of wish that they just lined up the way they're intended to. Because I'm always second guessing whether I should have aimed it that specific way, or if I accidentally hit it at some point and then it just shoots the wall Just like, well, that was super unhelpful. But I guess it's not really a complaint, it just adds more strategy to what you're trying to do. I would typically start going down this one column here where these reds are falling currently. And then also destroy a little bit of that left side like I'm doing with the blues. And then I can typically get rid of most of these doors right off the bat. I'm also going to get that purple coin while I'm here, and also destroy this blue cannon, which I think is a pretty smart move. I wouldn't aim it upwards, I'd probably want to aim it downwards, but that's just, I kind of just want to get rid of it, so. It is a little nice to have some of that stuff facing, or in the upward section, to have a hit out of them. Then I also went to get to this red bomb there, which I'd never done in any of the previous tries, but I think it was a pretty smart thing to do. And then you have a bunch of these ice blocks here. There's like a whole column of them, which makes you really want to have like Fire Peach or something at this moment. Actually, maybe Fire Peach would be really good for this one. I feel like you kind of have to complete it in columns. So to just have one completely deleted would be pretty nice. And then you just have to make sure you get all the purple coins as well, so you can actually destroy the other stuff. And it's really important to kind of just go for the purple coins that are available, and then go for they're basically two corners of stuff left. And I think I cleared this in a fairly decent way. Well, I meant to blow up that bomb already, but I kind of messed that up. I was able to get some hits on that other purple coin as well. And then this blue bomb lined up perfectly. I actually probably wouldn't have won if that wasn't there. But because it lined up right next to the ice block, I was able to do all this. I guess I also got warrior skill, so I probably could have just made a line of capsules to get up there anyways. So that went fairly well. I think there's a good amount of strategy that can be involved in that, which will probably get you consistent wins. And then this one here is a little tougher, I would say. Because instead of going by columns in the previous one, now you're going by rows, basically. And then it's only red and blue viruses, as well as only getting red and blue colors, obviously. And they're floating viruses as well. I guess I didn't mention that before when I was explaining the levels, but... And also, I guess there are dirty coins, which I don't think were in either of the other ones. So like I said, you're kind of just working your way through rows. And you probably get through the majority of a row before moving on to the next one. And then the shells are obviously there to help. You're going to want to use those to hit the viruses. I kind of just destroyed that virus on my own, where I probably should have just went for the shell. But it is also kind of annoying to have to break through a dirty coin just to get to a shell. So maybe I did the smart thing there. And then I was able to get hit on the virus as well, which maybe is just more good than bad in that specific scenario. And then I just need to get rid of that dirty coin. Like I said, they can just be in the way sometimes. Although these blues do line up so that I'm able to just blow them all up at the same time. And we'll also hit the blue virus, which will happen right now. Fortunately, we'll waste some capsules, but that's okay. I think you're basically gonna have to get rid of all the ice. Maybe not all of it, but at least the majority is covering up a blue coin. So you probably won't have much of a choice, and a good amount of it gets destroyed by stuff anyway. And then the coins you have to destroy, obviously, all the viruses you have to get. Yeah, the blue coins are a little spread out. Like, it looks like there's some ice spots at the very bottom that don't have any blue coins. Like I said, for the most part, you'll destroy all of it. I did not mean to put that one blue capsule there, but it didn't really end up mattering. I just needed to destroy that one red one. And then I had to hit this muddy coin. Thank goodness I had enough to get Wario skill at the end here. Just barely getting enough to hit that final muddy coin. That was a little scary, but I was able to get through it. Anyways, that is one of 4 of the final videos of Dr. Mario World. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends. And I hope you guys are here with me to see and react to it together. So, I will see you then. Goodbye.